Within the next 3 years, all households in Barbados should be outfitted with new smart water meters. That's according to Chairman of the Barbados Water Authority, Dr. Atlee Brathwaite. He was speaking after a church service to mark World Water Day at the St. Barnabas Church. Dr. Brathwaite says the authority is currently focusing on installing commercial devices and replacing faulty domestic ones.
Of course, it is a reasonably slow process in certain areas because we do not have our full complement of domestic smart meters at this stage, but eventually we will certainly be able to replace all the present meters by smart meters.
And the Barbados Water Authority chairman has also disclosed that he expects that the authority's new Pine headquarters will be complete by March next year.
It's still under construction. If you walk around, you see a big crane is there doing the construction. Certainly you won't be able to occupy that building at this rate, but we're moving at a rapid pace. As a matter of fact, I think we'll be able to move in sooner than we originally expected.
In other news, operations at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital will be significantly enhanced with the introduction of an electronic medical record system, otherwise known as an EMR. That's according to Chief Executive Officer Dr. Dexter James. He made the remarks during the QEH's most recent public outreach meeting at Queen's College.
We moving very swiftly to put in place the administrative arrangements to make sure we could capitalize on these 4 modules. This will transform the operations of the QH to our next level because we will now have for the first time an electronic medical record that will pull all your records from wherever you go, you receive care at the QH into one file managed by one unique identifier.
And Dr. James says it's important for the hospital to have the system mobilized before the 30th of November.
With the EMR, or electronic medical record, we'll now have the opportunity to have the patient's records under one file, which could be viewed not only at the hospital, but at the polyclinics. Clearly, some business rules will have to be developed because we have to decide, do we start from today onwards, or do we digitize records a year back and then move forward? So we're not at that stage yet in the health system, but this window that we have is between now and the end of November. We have to then draw down these funds as we lose it.
Concern tonight over increasing cases of glaucoma, and Barbadians are being encouraged to get tested for the eye disease, which does lead to blindness. That was one of the key messages being promoted at this year's Glaucoma Expo at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Centre.
Statistics show that 1 in every 11 people over 50 years old and 1 in every 5 over 70 have glaucoma. Based on this evidence, health officials want to establish a glaucoma association to continuously push for early testing. However, specialist Don Grosvenor says the public appears to be responding well to the call for eye examinations.
Lots of people. I mean, we started this morning at 9, and before we opened the doors, we had about 20 or 30 people here. Last year, we did over 300 people we tested in one day, and throughout the week, the testings will have been oversubscribed. So that's one of the reasons we have a lot more staff this year than last year to try to cope with some of that overflow. Because we said to people, if you didn't get in for a test during the week, you can come to the expo.
Ms. Grosvenor says there's also a plan to target more young people in the future.
But ultimately, we need to energize the kids because the kids will start a whole movement with their parents and grandparents as well. Perhaps next year that's something that will add, an element that will add to the week when we have more time to plan and hopefully more people on board as well.
Several people took advantage of the free glaucoma test and viewed the several exhibits. Members of the Association for the Blind and the Deaf were among those who set up display booths.
Mops, that's what we do on a daily basis, along with the kitting of chairs, rushing of chairs, which you'll find in some restaurants that are especially closely located to the beach area. And they use that type of material because it prevents the rusting and stuff from the sea salt. We also offer IT classes for blind and vision impaired persons. Those are our day-to-day functions.
The National United Society of the Blind showcased a number of devices. They included talking scales and calculators, which are said to be quite helpful to the visually impaired.
Yeah, for visually impaired and blind people, they're very helpful. It makes you more independent in the kitchen and moving around. and these is what we call bumper stickers here. We put these on the microwave, the stove, the washing machine, the television, the light switches, so that you would know how to operate.
Glaucoma Week is celebrated every year in March. Sean Farrell, CBC News.
Well, the cost of gasoline is going up by 4 cents. That's according to the Ministry of Energy, which has revealed that the new increase in the retail prices of gasoline, diesel and kerosene will take effect as of midnight tonight. Gasoline will retail at $3.18 per litre, up from $3.14, while diesel will increase by 5 cents, moving to $2.87. Kerosene will go up to $1.85 per litre, increasing by 1 cent. As for liquid petroleum gas, or LPG, the retail price of the 100-pound cylinder will increase by $9.27 to $194.01. The 25-pound cylinder will be $53.60, up by $2.32. And finally, the 20-pound cylinder will increase by $1.85 to now retail at $43.03. Government is looking for more ways to lure people back to Bridgetown and revive activity in the city. Word of this from Culture Minister Stephen Lashley, who says they want to encourage people not only to shop in Bridgetown, but to enjoy the city's ambiance. Mr. Lashley was speaking at the official opening of the Church Village Green moments after the launch of the Constitution River Redevelopment Project. He says his ministry will be working with a number of stakeholders to stage more cultural activity in the city.
Research tells us that many, many years ago, Bridgetown was a hive of cultural activity with people of all races and social status participating in a variety of cultural activities. It was a place to which people from all over the world and all over Barbados converge. It was common practice to see strolling minstrels and carnivals. It was a place where theater, brams, and art exhibitions were the order of the day. Unfortunately, over the years, this level of activity has dropped off, and now it has become the culture of our people to vacate the city after working hours.
And Minister Lashley has lauded the central bank for investing in the park, which Governor Dr. Delisle Worrell believes can contribute to the redevelopment of Bridgetown.
Bridgetown is looking in that direction with the Bridgetown Alive series of events. We trust that this space will provide inspiration to entertainers, cultural practitioners, and businessmen to further develop these and other leisure activities in the city for the economic benefit of all parties.
Well, Barbadian parents and university students have been exposed to a wide range of financial solutions as the new semester draws near. That's when they'll be required to pay tuition fees. Several finance companies showcased their services this week at the Errol Barrow Centre at the UWI. Among them, the Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union, the Royal Bank of Canada, First Citizens Bank, the Barbados Workers Union Credit Union, and CIBC First Caribbean International Bank. Gregory Blackman of CIBC First Caribbean Retail Barbados told parents and students to take note of the full cost of tuition when they're preparing for the next semester.
So do your research, understand exactly how much your program is going to cost. We know that the figures for the upcoming semester are not yet available. However, the figures for the previous academic year or the current academic year are available. So it is important for you to be well acquainted with the full non-contributory costs for your specific program, and also the supplemental costs that may apply, so that you are at least prepared for the worst case scenario.
And we're also hearing tonight that the Rotary Club of Barbados West is actively considering increasing the value of its scholarship to take into consideration the new requirement for UWI KPhil students to pay their tuition fees. That's according to Rotary West New Generations Director Winfield King. Mr. King made the comment as the club presented the 2013 to 2014 scholarship to UWI KPhil student Shanewa Carter.
We do know that with the change of events at the university and the possibility of having to pay fees, and I said possibility with some hope in the background, that we are looking at the increase in fees and hence increasing the level of scholarship that we'll be asked to put up. So we may be looking at increasing our funding or our sponsorship levels going forward.
Ms. Carter is a second-year student pursuing a Bachelor of Science degree in chemistry in the Faculty of Science and Technology. She expressed gratitude to the Rotary Club West as well as to the major sponsors of the scholarship, Sandy Lane Hotel and Diamonds International.
There were a lot of other good contenders and I am honored to be chosen. And I can say I was like everybody else. I was, who was struggling with the fees, especially upcoming fees, and everybody's wondering how they're going to get through and make it. So I'm fortunate to have been awarded this. Thank you very much.